Commissioner Burns.
All right, thank you, Mayor. If you all are so inclined, please bow your heads and join me in the word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather today in humility and service, seeking your guidance, wisdom, and courage to govern for the common good of Orlando's residents. May our decisions be selfless, just, and mindful of every neighbor today and for generations to come. Give us clarity of purpose so that the decisions are made for the common good rather than personal gain. Courage to do what is right and grace to listen deeply and together. Today, Lord, we remember Mabel Butler, the first Black woman to serve on the Orlando City Council and a fierce advocate for those she represented. Her dedication reminds us that public service is a sacred trust carried forward by each generation of stewards who follow. Commissioner Butler leaves a legacy of courageous leadership that will continue to guide and inspire many of us. Her legacy reminds us to champion opportunity for all residents, speak out for fairness and inclusion, and stand firmly for the dignity and worth of every person. Lord, we ask for your comfort during this time for the family and all who were blessed by her incredible life. Lord, we offer this prayer in the spirit of service and unity. These and other things we ask. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. And Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make a determination of a quorum, please?
Commissioner Gray?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan? Here. Interim Commissioner Rose? Here. Commissioner Burns?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with all members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, first order of business is consideration of the minutes from the City Council meeting and agenda review meeting of August the 11th, 2025. Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, so the motion carries. Okay, right into awards, presentations, and recognitions. Each year, the Mayor's Leadership Award helps the City of Orlando recognize staff members who lead with great commitment and passion. And our Human Resources Director, Anna Palenzuela, you slipped over there, Anna, will give us some background on the award and also announce the recipient.
Yes.
Drum roll.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners, and invited guests. The Mayor's Leadership Award was established in 2005 and is designed to recognize employees who have demonstrated excellent leadership by upholding the highest ethics, leading in a collaborative manner, and enhancing and supporting the City of Orlando's mission statement. It is my honor to announce that the recipient of the 2024 Mayor's Leadership Award is Katrina Lauderman. Now it's time to celebrate Katrina, who has demonstrated remarkable examples of leadership and is so deserving of this recognition. Turning it over to Michelle McCrimmon, CFO, who will introduce Katrina. And Mayor, if you would like to join us to present the award.
Thank you, Anna. It's my honor to present this award to Katrina Lauderman, the treasurer of the City of Orlando. Katrina started with the city in the 1900s. Well, technically 1999, and has more than 26 years of service, with over 10 years as our city treasurer. The Treasury Division may work quietly behind the scenes, but their role is absolutely critical. They manage almost $4 billion in cash and investments of the city and all of the city's retirement plans. Yes, billions. They oversee more than $1.3 billion in outstanding bonds and loans, including working with rating agencies to ensure our high credit ratings are maintained. Katrina played a key role in the TDT interlocal agreement negotiations with Orange County for securing the financing mechanisms to fund the Camping World Stadium and Kia Center improvements. And she also led her team in issuing $400 million in bonds for Camping World Stadium that just closed a few weeks ago, secured a $60 million line of credit for Kia Center improvements, and issued $150 million in new water reclamation bonds last fall. That's a lot of activity in just less than a year. And the Treasury team also administers 3 pension plans and the city's defined contribution and 457 plans. So that's coordinating all of the pension board meetings, disability hearings, and managing agreements with over 40 investment managers, as well as the investment custodian. And Katrina also serves on the police and fire pension boards as well. As a treasurer, Katrina manages all of this by leading a small but mighty team of 4. She works closely with investment consultants, advisors, attorneys, but what makes this possible is Katrina's leadership. She empowers, she mentors, and inspires her team. She entrusts staff with meaningful responsibilities while providing guidance that builds confidence and fosters success. Katrina strikes the right balance of delegation and oversight. She gives her managers opportunities to lead projects and critical tasks, but always being ready to step in and roll up her sleeves when she's needed. Katrina is also highly effective in communicating complex financial issues, whether she's presenting to the city's investment or finance committees, or to the mayor's executive leadership class, where she explains the city's investments and debt obligations in ways that resonate with her audience. Katrina's hardworking, dedicated, and deeply committed to the work she and her team are entrusted with. And I'm so happy and proud to recognize her leadership and impact. So please join me in recognizing and congratulating Katrina Laudeman, recipient of the 2024 Mayor's Leadership Award.
Awesome. We'll make it a party. Small but mighty.
For the rest of the gang. Sure.
Nobody's working. We're doing no finance right now.
Hey, they did the budget. It's for tonight.
That's right.
Important part is
They're gonna be here anyway.
Come on, they did their part.
That's right.
We just
Mark-
got to ratify it. It's all good.
They're gonna be here anyway.
Mira, you're gonna have to step up.
I got it, Jim. Thanks. No, I got it, Jim. Just keep rolling. There's a song. There's a song. Let's keep on rolling. Good.
Okay, Hispanic Heritage Month is coming up. I want to thank Commissioner Ortiz for his leadership, and I want to thank the Hispanic Heritage Month Committee for all of the work that they've done in preparing it, September 15th through October 15th, and I think there's 100 Spanish countries that all celebrate their birthday or anniversary. I don't think it's quite 100, Commissioner, but it's a lot of them, I know that. So Luis Martinez is going to come up and tell us all about Hispanic Heritage Month.
Good afternoon, Mayor Dyer, City Commissioners, and residents. Buenas tardes a todos. Hispanic Heritage Month is observed annually from September 15th to October 15th to celebrate the histories, cultures, and contributions of Hispanic individuals whose ancestors are from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America. To honor the remarkable contributions of our Hispanic community, this year's National Hispanic Heritage Month theme is Collective Heritage, honoring the past, inspiring the future, which highlights the importance of celebrating the deep cultural traditions that shape Hispanic identity while embracing the promise and creativity of future generations. This year's events include the opening reception of the art exhibition on September 17th at 5 p.m. at City Hall's Rotunda and Terrace Gallery, which features art pieces by 33 local visual artists, and our annual community celebration on October the 8th at 5 p.m. at Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts, both events officiated by Mayor Dyer and Commissioner Ortiz, and Latin food, music, and live entertainment. We look forward to this event, and I hope you can all join us. And for more information about our Hispanic Heritage Month events, please visit orlando.gov/Hispanic Heritage. Now, I ask Mayor Dyer, City Commissioners, and the city's Employee Planning Committee and sponsors to join us for a group picture after Mayor presents the proclamation.
Whereas the City of Orlando is proud to join in the national recognition of Hispanic Heritage Month to showcase the contributions and accomplishments of Hispanic Americans, and whereas Hispanic Americans have had a lasting impact on the United States, helping to make our nation, state, region, and community stronger, and whereas in Orlando, Hispanic Americans represent numerous and distinct cultures, and whereas the Hispanic Heritage Month provides us the opportunity to learn about the cultures that have helped to form our country, and whereas we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, our community reaffirms its collective commitment to ensuring that Orlando remains a welcoming city where every person is valued, respected, and has access to opportunities that help them thrive. Now, therefore, we, Buddy Dyer, Mayor of the City of Orlando, and the entire Orlando City Council do hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month in the City of Orlando.
The Employee Planning Committee and the sponsors, please join us for a group picture. Thank you.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh my. Sorry. Don't pass my stuff up here.
Okay, that brings us to the mayor's update, and as Commissioner Burns mentioned during his invocation, over the weekend, Commissioner Mabel Butler passed away. She was 98 years old and still going strong to the very end. She was a legendary community leader that loved Orlando, never stopped serving. She was a trailblazer. Kari mentioned she was the first African-American female on the Orlando City Council and the first African-American on the Orange County Commission. Her advocacy and leadership, tireless work ethic made our community a better place to live. I think fondly she would summon me. She didn't invite me. She generally summoned you to her home for breakfast once a quarter, and I would never leave there without the heaviest sweet pound cake or carrot cake or some delicious thing that everybody in my office expected me to bring back. If you've gone to Mabel's, you better be coming back with some goods. But she was a friend and a mentor to so many different people, and I think just about everybody that's been around the political world anytime in the last 50 years probably has some Mabel story or another, and she's going to be missed, but she certainly leaves a lasting legacy. So we send love to her family and to her friends, and let's pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. And there's a memorial service at the Episcopal Church on the 20th and a celebration of life at the community center, Claudia Allen Community Center, on the 19th, and there's more information on that. Okay, I have a couple items of note from the agenda today. So items 3B14 and 3B17 relate to the Pulse Memorial, and it's good to be getting back to the business of the city rather than worrying about crosswalks and storm gutters and Doge committees and everything else. And we were disheartened that the Pulse Memorial crosswalk was removed by the state, but it was uplifting to see the outpouring of love and support from our Orlando community. It's certainly clear that the community's commitment to honoring the 49 has not been erased, and that commitment includes completing the permanent memorial on that site. On today's agenda, there are two items that advance the memorial. First is a funding agreement with Orange County. They're expected to take the agreement to their commission later this month. I want to thank Mayor Demings and the entire Board of County Commissioners for providing funding toward the creation of the permanent memorial, and I want to again thank our advisory committee for representing the families, survivors, and other stakeholders, and Orange County is participating to the extent of $5 million, so we thank them for that contribution. Also on today's agenda is agreement with Gomez Construction, who will complete the design and the management of the construction, and we expect that the design will take about 9 months and the construction will begin next summer and conclude the following year ahead of me leaving office, and that is an important thing for me. But it will be a great permanent space for families of the victims, the survivors in our community. 3J2, in February, our community also lost a true servant leader in State Senator Geraldine Thompson, who was an elected leader, a civil rights advocate, an educator, a historian, a wife, a mother, and so much more. And she made an immeasurable impact on Orlando, our entire state, serving every day with dedication and integrity. So on today's agenda is a resolution supporting the honorary designation of a portion of West South Street as Geraldine Thompson Way. And this is especially fitting because it is right in front of the Wells-built Museum of African American History and Culture. Commissioner Thompson was a champion for preserving that landmark as an important part of the city's history. I want to thank State Senator Kristen Arrington and newly elected State Senator LaVon Bracey Davis for bringing this forward at the state level. We're joined today by her husband, Judge Emerson Thompson, and other members of the family. We thank you for sharing her with us. We look forward to unveiling the street sign. And would you join us? And we would like to do a photo with you as well. And commissioners, why don't you go? Just come down. Yeah.
Going down.
Okay, I'm getting my steps in today, just going up and down from the dais. That'll bring us to the consent agenda, and the consent agenda are a number of items that are acted upon through a single vote of council. We give each of the commissioners an opportunity to comment on items on the consent agenda, as well as update you on important things happening in their districts. We rotate the order that we do that, and first up today is Commissioner Bakari Burns. Commissioner.
All right, thank you, Mayor. And first, I'd like to say thank you for that moment of silence recognizing the legacy of, I often refer to as Commissioner Emeritus Mabel Butler. I had the pleasure of her being a mentor to me. I was oftentimes inspired, counseled, corrected, sometimes threatened, but it was all in love. And one of the things that she mentioned to me, and I saw it on the news over the weekend, they asked her what would kind of define her, and she said, Mayor Frederick said that she's one that will run over you, but then pick you up and take you to the hospital. And I think that was, that hit the nail on the coffin. So just say, want to say thank you. And as we reflect on her legacy, let us recommit ourselves to the principles she embodied: integrity, inclusivity, service before self, and an unyielding belief in the power of collective action that will uplift every community. So again, thank you, Mayor, for that recognition. On August 22nd, I had the opportunity to host our 5th annual For the Children Celebrity Golf Tournament. On the back nine, we got a little rain, but I'd like to say thank you to Commissioner Stewart for participating, as well as Commissioner Sheehan for your continued support. This tournament is designed to raise money for scholarships. So we will be providing 2 scholarships during the Florida Classic this year, as well as 12 scholarships in the spring. So again, thank you for your support. Also, I joined Commissioners Gray and Stewart at the Orlando Fire Department's graduation and promotional ceremony on Friday, September the 5th. And I'd like to just say congratulations to the new graduates. Glad to have you to join our great OFD team, as well as congratulations to the promoted firemen and firewomen. Upcoming events. Satellite office hours will be this Wednesday, September the 10th at El Claudia Allen Center. And this is a time for residents to meet with me outside of City Hall in an environment that may be a little more convenient for them. So please reach out to my office. We have appointments between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Also, Saturday the 13th, the inaugural Sickle Cell Awareness Walk will be happening at Carver Middle School. So please join the Sickle Cell Conquerors of Central Florida, along with hundreds of Sickle Cell warriors, families, and supporters, as we walk together to raise awareness and funds for sickle cell research and support programs. Also, Orlando's Lake Cleanup. Join us in District 6 on September 13th. Also, Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lake Fran with Central Florida Recon. I see one of our great Neighborhood Association presidents, Ms. Shirley Heath, so we will be coming to clean up Lake Fran. She's always on me about Lake Fran, so we will be there this Saturday to help clean up Lake Fran. But also on September the 26th from 9 to 11 at Clear Lake. And we note that kayaks and boats are encouraged. So please, if you want to come out and volunteer some of your time, we have those 2 events to do so. Mayor, on the agenda, I'd just like to say thank you to the residents who've agreed to serve on the various citizen advisory committees or citizen advisory boards. We could not operate our great city without your assistance, so thank you for that. Also, I'd like to, on 3B14, express my support for the project site agreements for the after-school all-star programs with Orange County Public Schools. I'd just like to say thank you to OCPS for their commitment, for their continued partnership, as well as to the great staff. Please keep up the great work, because this program provides a lot of resources and outlets for our children after school. Also, I'd like to express support, as the mayor mentioned, support for 3J1, the resolution supporting the honorary designation of portion of West South Street to Geraldine Thompson Way in honor of Senator Geraldine Thompson, who I had the pleasure of going to attending church and growing up with her children. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Gray?
Thank you, Mayor, very much. A couple announcements and then some agenda items. On the 18th of August, I had the good fortune of attending the opening of the UCF Dr. Phillips Nursing School in Lake Nona. Again, a great example to me of partnerships, which we talk about a lot here. A need for nursing students. UCF had the expertise to do it, and Dr. Phillips provided the funds along with some others to fund that. So a great opening. That means they will be training about 100 nurses a year, and statistics tell us 80% of those nurses stay right here in Central Florida. So that's an exciting time. On the 19th, the mayor gave the State of the City. And Mayor, congratulations, you did a great job. And look, my takeaway is we certainly are not perfect by any means, but there's a lot to be proud of in the city, and we're going to continue to work together as a group to make it even better. So Mayor, thank you for putting us in a good light, and we've got a lot of great things going on in this city. On the 29th, the Lake Nona Chamber hosted a group called Rise of Sports Beyond the Scoreboard, where we had some guest speakers, including Shelley Wilkes of the Magic, Cesar Lopez from Orlando City Soccer, and Steve Hogan from Florida Citrus Sports. But continue to reinforce the fact that we all know that sports play a big role in our economy in helping provide exposure to Central Florida. A factoid that I didn't know, it's hard to believe, I wouldn't know this one, but according to Steve, we have one of the bowl sponsors is the Pop-Tarts Bowl, which I think some people thought was a novelty at first, but because of the gentleman jumping out, the Pop-Tart guy, according to the folks in Pop-Tarts, they sold more Pop-Tarts in the following week of that bowl game than they had in the entire year before. So what does that mean? What it really means is what I continue to say is these sporting events provide a national audience to showcase Orlando and Central Florida. And we're lucky to have some of the sports groups here, including the Orlando Sports Commission. They do great work as well, to just show off what we have to offer and to create awareness for companies and individuals to say, maybe you ought to take a closer look at Central Florida as a place to move my business or to move my home. So thanks to those guys for coming out. And as Commissioner Burns said, it was a treat to attend the OFD graduation on Friday. On the agenda, real quick, I wanted to mention 3B21 and 3D13. That is parks maintenance in both East Park and Southport. I want to thank Lisa Early and her team. It's amazing how expensive maintaining parks is these days, but her team worked hard to find a way to value engineer that. And so Lisa, thank you and your team for doing that, and I know the neighbors are excited about that, so thank you. And then finally, again, Commissioner Burns mentioned it, but After School All-Stars is a great youth development program. If you have not heard of it or looked into it, please do. It's a great partnership between OCPS and our After Schools All-Star program, and it helps a lot of kids, and we're lucky to have it. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move on to Commissioner Tony Ortiz.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me start by, I'd like to express my deepest condolences to the families and friends on the passing of Honorable Commissioner Emeritus Mabel Butler. There's one word, Commissioner Burns, you described her greatly, but there's one word we forgot, is unwavering commitment. That woman had an unwavering commitment to our community. She was, like the mayor said, a trailblazer, dedicated community advocate, and a committed public servant. Through her leadership, she shattered barriers and brought about meaningful, lasting change in Orlando and beyond, not only to the Black community, I think to every community, because she set an example for everybody to work together. So her enduring legacy will continue to inspire all of us. Let me go ahead and jump into that particular item you were talking about, Commissioner Gray, which is our After School All-Stars. Something very peculiar, and I had the opportunity to experience this, is what the After School All-Stars program and the Kids Zone have done for our community, which is cannot be compared to other communities, because we have done so well, and we see it in the crime stats, how crime has gone down because these kids are busy. are busy out there. By the end of the day, they're so tired they just go to sleep. And next day we catch them again and we keep them busy. And we have seen great leadership arising from this program. So it makes us very proud to have a program like this. Mayor, you took on this program years ago, and you have taken it to the next level. Our staff, our commission, and the people we have working on this particular program, they're just wonderful, and they're really dedicated. Their whole heart is on it, and that's what we need. We need more people to be dedicated and committed to our communities and to our kids, like we have in our After School All Stars program. So congratulations to all those renewals, and thank you, Lisa. Thank you for everything you also do with that program, and Tyler and the whole staff. In today's highly technological world, seniors have increasingly become targets of cybercrime. Those that like to venture into computers. And on the morning of August 12th, the Orlando Police Department hosted the Hispanic Senior Safety Summit at the Englewood Center. The event focused on empowering seniors residents by sharing essential information about neighborhood safety, practical tips in crime prevention and cybercrime, and guidance on accessing local resources to improve their quality of life. And I want to keep inviting our seniors to be part of our community and getting involved in these particular programs. And I want to continue to congratulate our Orlando Police Department that, in their mission to better our community, they never stop thinking about everybody, including our kids, our seniors. So they're engaging everybody. So thank you for that. In keeping with our community about community projects, community leaders met at the Dover Shore Center in the evening of August 13th to discuss concerns regarding the South Conway Road improvement, which has been very controversial. But I think as it has come towards the end, people are really liking what they're seeing. Most of the people, there's always a couple of people that are not totally satisfied, but I want to congratulate the Department of Transportation, the Florida Department of Transportation, for listening, because they had ways of doing certain things, but they listened to our community, and our community transformed that department, and they're utilizing a new style of addressing the community because of what they experienced with our community. They really saw that the engagement with the community brought better results, and we came up with a much better plan. So kudos to them in their approach. On the evening of August 14th, District 2, in partnership with the Orlando Police Department, proudly hosted the National Night Out kickoff event, Rock the House. This annual gathering provided an excellent opportunity for residents to connect with their neighbors and our dedicated Orlando Police and fire teams. Attendees enjoy various activities, including free food, giveaways, bounce houses, and live entertainment. We sincerely thank everyone who participated and contributed to making this event a success. We continue to strengthen and promote a safer community. And I have to brag a little bit about this, because I have my liaison officer pulling certain stats from back 2008 in terms of residential burglaries and recent residential burglaries. And if I told you that burglaries have gone down 75%, would that be a shocker? That's a shocker. And vehicle burglaries also 70%. That's a big number. So that's why when the community comes together, that's the kind of stats you get. So on August 15, we attended the annual conference of the Florida League of Cities at Bonnet Creek, where the 2024-25 Board of Directors convened to discuss numerous topics and initiatives. A huge subject this year is property taxes. And please pay attention to we're going to put in our social media anything and everything that has to do with property taxes, the true story about property taxes and how they help our communities. And in the city of Orlando, and I know the mayor have said this a number of times, we get a revenue of approximately 48% of our budget comes from property taxes, and just between the police department and the fire department, we spend about 51%. So that gives you an idea. If we were to get rid of property taxes, what would happen? How would we replace that money? What would we have to do? So, and that's just one of the many things that we have to discuss, and we want to make sure that our community is well aware. Because as Thomas Jefferson used to say, when the people are well informed, you can trust it with the government. So that's what we want. On August 18th, the El Bosque Comunitario de la Fe project, that translated in English is Faith Community Forest Project, officially began in the heart of Azalea Park. We're honored to partner with the Renacer Foundation, which is spearheading this vital initiative to develop an urban ecological corridor This project aims to strengthen environmental restoration, mental health, and spiritual well-being through faith-based community action to enhance the quality of life within our community. Planting the first tree symbolizes a commitment and drive of this initiative to create a vibrant environment for all our residents. On August 19th, my fellow commissioners and I attended the Mayor Dyer State of the City address, as Commissioner Gray said. Mayor, that was awesome. It was a great message to the community and just indicates our commitment to our community and also the commitment of the community to continue working together, all of us, right? I think that's why we stand out, and that's why I think we have so many other cities being so jealous of us. But anyhow, that's just between you and us here at the City Council today, nobody else, right? On August 21st, we held our bi-monthly council, our community leaders meeting at the Englewood Center. Special thanks to Greg Hudson from OUC, Monica Lopez from Code Enforcement, Dr. Jose Rodriguez, and Mr. Hoover Cajica for presenting the El Bosque Comunitario de la Fe project. Additionally, our police liaison provided an update on the district crime stats. On the evening of August 25th, I attended UCF Human Rights Initiative event, which focused on educating the public about patients' rights within the mental health system. The initiative also allows leaders to advocate for justice and raise awareness. August 27th, the Orlando Police Department hosted a women's personal safety awareness presentation at the Dover Shores Neighborhood Center, aiming to educate and empower community members through self-defense training. Ladies, we're going to continue doing that, so pay attention so you can come up and spend some time with us while learning a few defensive tactics there, keeping those guys away from, those who have bad intentions away from you. Anyhow, an extra, the Spanish Government Academy is approaching its halfway point. The next opportunity will be available on February 2026. Remember that this academy provides you with extra credits, continued education credit from UCF, and you don't get to pay a cent. So that's a good thing. So, and that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner, and we'll move on to Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm off. There you go. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Let me also express my condolences to Mabel and her family. We all have wonderful stories about Mabel. I had an opportunity to work on her 1984 campaign when she ran for office, which was kind of nice. So she and I became good friends. But in that process, I will tell you that the highest honor I can give you is that Mabel and I were friends, and she was my friend, and I was her friend. And that's the highest honor that I could offer. So I'm going to miss her a lot. And that leads us to Geraldine Thompson. I've had an opportunity to spend some time with Emerson this past week and have him reflect on Senator Thompson and reflect on their life and their influence and impact in the community. And it was just a wonderful time for us to reminisce about our community and the things that we've accomplished together. And so I really appreciate that. So I'm honored to support that, Mayor. I had the opportunity to listen to the State of the City address while I was in a airport in Amsterdam. Thank you for allowing me to get away for my 49th wedding anniversary. As I've said ever since I've joined the city, I've been married for 49 years and can't imagine a woman that will stay with me for 49 days. And so I'm so honored, and everybody agrees, including you, smart aleck.
Yeah, finally we have something unanimous.
That's right, that's right. But we had a great time. We did a river cruise in Europe, and it was a wonderful time. I'll do that. Say congratulations to Katrina. I had the opportunity to work with Katrina on the Finance Committee. Mayor, thank you for giving me that opportunity. She has been wonderful over the course of the past 10 or 12 years. I've had a chance to work with her more closely, and I'm so honored she's so deserving of that award. Let me mention just a couple of quick things, going down the list of things coming up. Albert Park, we are doing a groundbreaking of our renovation at Albert Park tomorrow at 10:30. It's going to be kind of a 1 for 2. We're going to do it at Albert Park, but it's going to be for both Albert and for Dartmouth. We're making some renovation changes over there after getting a lot of input back from the community several years ago. We've now started to move that forward, and I'm so thrilled about that. That's going to be great. And we got some special surprises tomorrow, so if you have an opportunity to come, please come. Also tomorrow, we're cutting the ribbon over at the Sparrow, our new restaurant in District 3. We're excited about that. Tomorrow evening is also our Edgewater Drive Phase 1, or Phase A of the Edgewater Drive task, Complete Streets project. We're going to be talking about the roundabout we're going to put at Lakeview Street and Edgewater Drive. So we're excited about that. There's a lot of safety issues down there. We want to make sure we take care of those as soon as we can. Lake Ivanhoe cleanup is coming up on the 16th. We're doing a ribbon cutting at the Virginia Drive Parklet, which is great, on the 18th. Lock Haven cleanup is on the 20th, and then Virginia Drive Live is also on the 20th. Let me say a special thanks to the Atlanta Fire Department, who did get a chance to see the graduation. And yesterday, or Saturday afternoon, I went over to the Ice Den for the OFD and Orange County Fire Department hockey match. And I left after the score was 3-0 and OFD had yet to score. So I left, and I think they did pretty well after I left. Maybe I was a bad luck charm, but it was a fundraiser for Amanda Adams. And today, later on, we'll talk about doing some designations for the road, a name and note for Amanda. Got a chance to reconnect with their family there, Old Orlando, and I had a chance to visit with them. So that was really kind of neat. I went to Lady Luck, our new store in Audubon Park this past weekend. That was great. And we went to High Point Climbing, the mayor and I did, over to see the grand opening for High Point Climbing. The mayor jumped up on one of the walls. I appreciate that, Mayor. No, he didn't, because
It's quite a race, Commissioner Stewart and I did that.
That's right.
Olympic
That's
speed
right.
course.
Yes, that's, yeah, we got on the first level, which is like on the level you fall on. That's whoever got their first one. But it's a great new facility, and it's one of the top in the Southeast United States. So it's really neat. On the agenda, let me mention on 3A1, our advisory boards. We have a couple of people from District 3, several others in districts. It is important that our community get involved and engaged in our city, and this is one way that you can do that. And I'm so grateful for those people who want to do that. 3B9, we're doing a Rosemont project in North Rosemont, called the area called Rosemont Septic to Sewer Project. Have about 100, I guess maybe 89 there, and we have about 56 who've agreed to go ahead and do this, and we're moving forward with that project today. We're awarding the contract on 3B9 today. Then, of course, 3J2 on Geraldine Thompson Way. I'm so grateful for that. And then last but not least, After School All-Stars. We mention them all the time. I love what they do. I love the impact they have on our community and our young people, and love spending time with those guys. So I appreciate so much what they do. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sheehan.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. Thank you, Mayor Dyer. I too would like to add my condolences to the family of Commissioner Mabel Butler. And she was really a character. She always had a smile on her face, and she would say the funniest things. One time she said to me, an environmental issue to you white folks is a turtle. An environmental issue in my area is a refrigerator in a retention pond. she was just, and she'd say stuff like that all the time. She was just an absolute character. She will definitely be missed. I worked with Renee over at the state of Florida, and and she had a wonderful family, wonderful service, and she'll be missed by many, many people, but not more so than her family, and friends. So my sincere condolences to everyone who was close to her. Had a lot of rock and roll last week. I did in my district at the Pulse Crosswalk. I am very angry that this meaningful memorial was blacked out by the Florida Department of Transportation without any warning. I just want to make it clear, though, Mayor Dyer did file a letter of exception on the removal. There's been a lot of misinformation out there, folks running for office wanting to run their mouths, but the city did the right thing, and we did file a letter of exception. We did not have much time, however. We concentrated on the Pulse Crosswalk. We did not have a lot of time to deal with all the other ones, but we did file the exception on that one. The Florida Highway Patrol has been arresting people for chalking the colors in. I can't think of a bigger waste of state resources, because we certainly weren't going to arrest people for that. So again, it's just been a ridiculous overreach by the state of Florida. They also, this this also impacted crosswalks, bike lanes, school crossings all over Orlando and the state. What a stupid and unsafe idea. You don't wear dark colors at night for visibility. You certainly shouldn't put dark colors on a crosswalk for visibility. It makes no sense, and it's just ridiculous, this overreach of state government. They also made us take out street art that had nothing to do with crosswalks. They just don't like to see anything be beautified. They also targeted our storm drains. This was a business district Main Street program in conjunction with the city. They also wasted business district money, not just city dollars. They also wasted money from our main streets on doing this. And the real irony is we started this whole art program because FDOT would not fix their traffic control boxes that were full of graffiti and obscenities, and they refused to paint over their own work. So we came up with this art program to fix FDOT's problem because they wouldn't do their work. They wouldn't come in and fix a problem when we had one, but they certainly brought in officers to arrest people. It's the most ridiculous overreach of state government I have ever seen. Beautification should be an issue of local control. We know our communities, the state of Florida does not. So I think this again was an absurd overreach. I'm hoping our appeal is successful, although they even said on the appeal that on all the other crosswalks, they said, hey, you can appeal, but you're not going to win. They were that awful in how they treated a partner, which is the city of Orlando. And they also threatened $35 million in funding. They didn't just say, if you don't do this, we're going to pull all your state funding, which would have impacted the city for a decade. How disgusting. What a disgusting overreach and power grab that was. But you know, at least today we're talking about the Pulse Memorial, and this is a funding agreement between the city of Orlando and Orange County to build this memorial. It's an important thing to do, and I also have to be clear that there is a big difference between the One Orlando Fund was when we originally raised money to help the families, the victims, and all that money went to the families and the victims. One Pulse Foundation formed a private foundation. They were the ones that wasted all their money and never got anything done. And they finally sold it to the city of Orlando last year, and now we're finally in this process to where we can build a memorial. I really appreciate Mayor Demings. Heather and I went over to Orange County. We brought the families, we brought advocates. We talked about why this was so important. And I'm going to be honest, we were kind of worried about how Orange County was going to react, and then they were all fighting about who was going to make the motion. But I really want to thank Mayor Demings. He was there that entire week with us. He saw things that changed him as a human being. The things that those law enforcement officers and those kids saw were things that men who go to war don't see. So it's very, very important that we honor the people that were impacted, the people that were lost, and this is the right thing to do. So again, it was very difficult for us to do fundraising after One Pulse messed it up. So we're putting city dollars, and I appreciate Michelle and all her group finding a way to put the money aside for this. $7 million from the city, $5 million from the county, and we're going to get this done. And we also have the Gomez construction, process on, the award of the contract to them as well. So I want to thank this city council for your support. Many of you were there with me that morning, and you remember what it was like. It was a horrible time. And we need to do the right thing by these families to build a memorial place. Because, who wants a Burger King or something? I mean, I'm sorry, but who wants anything else? There's nothing else that's appropriate to go on that site except for a memorial. So I appreciate all of you for your support on that. On the agenda today, I had actually a happy thing. Hopefully the state won't get a hold of it and try to take this out too. But we have a contract for a mosaic at Colonial Town Community Center. Lisa, Family Parks Recreation, this is going to be a really lovely thing. It's kind of it kind of looks bad all the time, and this is actually an entryway, and we're giving this to artist Joquita Johnson. If anybody was downtown, she had her own The United Arts, she had her own gallery downtown, and she's the mosaic artist, and she does amazing work. So she's going to be putting a mural over at Colonial Town. If you have not met Jokita, she is one of the most inspirational and cool people you will ever meet. She's a person who has had so much adversity in her life and has come back and just decided to create beauty. And she's just a really inspirational person. So it's my pleasure to sponsor the mosaic that she's doing and give her a chance to really do something special for the city of Orlando. And that's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rose.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy September. I want to thank the mayor and others who have expressed their condolences. Commissioner Mabel Butler, Mom as I called her, baby girl as she called me. She was not just a trailblazer for Black women in this community, but she was a trailblazer for as being the first elected. But she was a trailblazer for everyone. Her doors were open to everyone. She'd mentor to everyone. As Mayor mentioned, if you got summoned for breakfast, you were in trouble. You did something. Didn't matter who you are. She created a lot of successful businessmen and women in this community, from MWBE within our city, within our government and municipalities. She brought Classic Weekend here to the city of Orlando when Tampa no longer wanted it. The MLK Parade, so I think it's going to be a little different because she's normally the Grand Marshal at the end of the MLK Parade. Meals on Wheels. The list is endless of her commitment to this community, and I don't know who's going to fill those shoes. They're big shoes. We will be looking at a couple of locations in the community to do a mural in her honor in the next couple of weeks somewhere in the district. I know Commissioner Burns, we might want to work on that one together. We are collectively working in the city and the county to just kind of see if we can put a comprehensive list of some of the accomplishments that we can kind of incorporate in the mural so folks know she's not just who she is, but some of the projects. On behalf of the mayor and council, I kicked off African Heritage Month right here downstairs in the Rotunda. During this month, we honor the richness, resilience, and brilliance of African heritage. From ancient traditions to modern innovations, African culture continues to shape the world through art, music, language, science, fashion, and storytelling. Let's continue to uplift the voices, celebrate the legacy, and acknowledge the profound contributions of people of African descent, past, present, and future. College has officially started. I was able to welcome students on both the UCF downtown campus as well as the Valencia main campus. I have 3 Valencia campuses in District 5, so I kicked off at Valencia with President Polinsky. The City of Orlando Youth League football season has officially kicked off, so if you are not doing anything on a Saturday starting at 9 a.m., come to Emory Field, 790 Fairvilla Road. I'm looking forward to District 5 team making it to the...
Go Ravens.
Yeah, that too.
Ravens.
I'm looking forward to one of the District 5 teams making it to the championship. We celebrate our children and we allow them a big platform. So the Sunday after the classic football game, the Sunday whoever makes it to the championship, the kids get to play in Camping World Stadium like real football players. So Commissioner Stewart and I, we go out there with the kids, but this year I'm hoping that District 5 brings it all home. If you're looking for something to do with your youth, Tuesdays and Thursday evenings in District 5, I want to thank one of the residents, Antron. He started a program called Take a Jit to Fish at Barker Park starting at 5 p.m. There's some STEM opportunities, but also fun. The old adage is if you teach a man to fish, they'll be able to feed for a lifetime. So it's a great opportunity for your children if you're looking for something to do. I want to thank St. John's Baptist Church, Attorney Kamara Williams, Attorney Artavia Simon, and District 5 resident Juanita Black for hosting an estate planning workshop. This is critical, free opportunity to prepare our community for the inevitable. There's a lot of things going on in and around District 5, and we've been here for a while, so if y'all could follow the District 5 page on Instagram and Facebook for exactly what's going on, that would be great. On to the agenda, I want to congratulate District 5 residents David Wheeler on his appointment to the Historic Preservation Board and Tangia Smichael on her appointment to the Family Parks and Recreation Board. For those that don't know, I highlight that because it's really important that our community has representation in our advisory boards which guide the way our city is going. 3B 14 and 17, I'm glad that we are moving forward with the Post Memorial. I think Commissioner Sheehan said it great. We can't continue to look back. We are moving forward with a great Post Memorial to memorialize the lives that were lost. 3B20, I'm super excited for the John Jackson Neighborhood Center Playground and Obstacle Course to be underway. 3H1, I'm glad that we are supporting Children's Safety Village of Central Florida. For those who have never visited, it is a great compound. They do swimming lessons. It's just a great addition in District 5 for safety for our children in the community. 3J2, I am glad that we are honoring Senator Geraldine Thompson with the designation of a portion of West South Street. And we're going to rename it Geraldine Thompson, but I'm more proud that on 554 West Church Street, we are doing an honorary mural for Senator Geraldine Thompson. We will be unveiling, I think Flynn is here, I think this Saturday, September 13th, we will be meeting and we will go. There are a lot of murals that are going into within the Paramore community, so we will be doing tours and kind of visiting some of the artists as they wrap up. That's one of them. We have some, and as I mentioned, we have some wonderful murals being painted in Paramore through we have two different funding sources, a Main Street beautification grant that's with the Paramore Main Street, and then a $1 million Bloomberg Philanthropies Public Art Challenge grant. So this Saturday, I want to encourage everyone to meet us at 11 a.m. at 618 West Church Street. So there is one mural that I am super proud of, again, on 554 West Church Street. In collaboration with Senator Thompson, I am also memorializing Thomas Chapman Jr. For those that don't know, Thomas is my former boss. So I used to work upstairs in the CRA. He's also a mentor. And he's someone who truly listened to the concerns of how to make downtown and the CRA Paramore community better. So I want to encourage everyone to stop by, take a picture, and tag the District 5 Orlando page. But again, this Saturday, we're going to be going and looking at a bunch of the murals. That's all I have, and I move to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the consent agenda passes. If you are here just for the consent agenda, and that's all you're interested in, I would encourage you to stay for the GOA budget presentation. But actually, we're going to take a 30-second break so that anybody that was just here for consent agenda can make their way out.
Oh, man. They are so excited.
Okay, Commissioners, if there's no objection, I'm going to stray from the order of the agenda and go ahead and take the hearing related to the preliminary budget for the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority for fiscal year 2026. I'm going to open the public hearing with respect to that. And represented today here, we have three of our board members, Stephanie Kopalousis, who is the chairman. Raise your hand, Stephanie. Joe Nunziata, who is the vice chairman, and Dan Giordano, who is our treasurer. So with me, that gives us a quorum of board members here. So I think that may be the first time we've had that. Kathleen Sharman is our CFO. She'll be giving the presentation. Mary Dennis is the Deputy Chief Financial Officer. You want to raise your hand so everybody can recognize you. And then Angela Stark, Senior Vice President, Public Affairs and Community Relations. Did I miss anybody running around out here? Okay. All right. On August the 20th, 2025, GOA adopted a resolution approving its fiscal year 26 preliminary budget. The preliminary budget for the Orlando International Airport is $979,494,000, and the preliminary budget for the Orlando Executive Airport is $7 million. No, $7 million. Sorry, I'm so used to dealing in hundreds of millions. It's just $7,885,183. In accordance with Section 12 of the City Charter, GOA has submitted the preliminary budget to the City Council for review during a public hearing. Notice of the hearing was advertised on August 29, 2025. The hearing is informational and City Council does not take action. Kathleen, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council. As the mayor said, I'm Kathleen Sharman, the CFO of the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority. Unfortunately, our CEO, Mr. Lance Little, could not be here. He's traveling. But on behalf of Lance and our chair, Ms. Stephanie Kapelousis, our vice chair, Joe Nunziata, and our treasurer, Dan Giordano, who are all here today, as the mayor said, I am very pleased to present a summary of the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority's fiscal 25-26 budget at this public hearing. A more detailed preliminary budget was made at the GOA board on August 20th, in its August 20th meeting. This public hearing is required by state statute and city code as part of the GOA budgeting process, and it's required before GOA board acts to finally adopt our budget. The board will be considering this budget at its next board meeting scheduled for September 17th, 2025. So a budget, it's really a business plan to allocate resources needed to overcome the challenges of running our operation. Our budget here includes ensuring safe and secure environment while maintaining aging infrastructure, continuing to enhance the customer experience, these are our challenges, and retaining and attracting employees to handle passenger demand while keeping salaries and benefits competitive with the Central Florida employment market and keeping pace with rapid technology changes. Highlights of this budget include an increase in the police budget, as well as resources for additional safety and risk management initiatives, an increase in contractual services, including additional funds for customer experience ambassadors to assist with navigating through crowded terminals and parking garages, as well as an increase in funding for technology to support our initiatives. So we believe that these resources will meet our objectives, and what it really means is for 26, results in rates and charges that are fairly similar to 2025. The proposed budget for 26 does include an 8.4% increase in operating and maintenance expenses over the prior year. However, our budgeted cost per enplaned passenger, or CPE, remains competitive compared with other large hub airport peers. And notwithstanding the fact that in the fiscal 26 budget, we've accounted for resources to include the opening of 8 additional narrow-body gate access positions that will be opened in the spring of 2026. So here's where the money comes from, and here's where the money goes. As the mayor said, it's a $979.5 million in total revenue, $614.5 million in operating expenses for fiscal 26. You will notice there's no local tax dollars used to fund the airport's operating and maintenance budget. And less than half our revenue comes from the airlines. In fact, net of revenue sharing, it's about 43% of revenues that come from our airlines, with the other 57% coming from non-aeronautical sources. And you can see the largest non-aeronautical revenue generator is parking and ground transportation, then followed closely by rental cars. With respect to operating expenses, which is $614.5, an increase of $47.5 million, the largest budget percentage of our budget is our people at 23%. Next is maintenance at 17%, followed by professional services at 13%. So because the airport rate-making process is based on cost recovery, the budget is what drives our airline rates and charges. $979.5 million of revenue, an increase of $38.2 million, split pretty much between non-aeronautical and aeronautical revenue. $20 million increase in airline payments, mostly resulting from that increase in O&M, or operating and maintenance. And the drivers, again, were salaries and benefits, including 18 new employees, increase in insurance, increase in technology, the customer experience initiatives, and then you will notice a decrease in our PFC-supported debt service. That's what kind of keeps the rates equal. The takeaway here is that you can see our remaining revenues are over $209.9 million, up from $207.1 million in the prior fiscal year, and we've used the remaining revenues for 3 things. First and foremost, to keep our assets in a state of good repair. Next, to fund our capital program. And third, to share with our airline partners to help them reduce their cost of operations. All the legal debt service coverage requirements are projected to be met under this budget. In fact, we far exceed our legal requirements, which puts us in an excellent position as we go next year to fund the new capital program, which the board will be looking at our September meeting as well. Moving on to the executive airports, very, very important as the MCO reliever airport, revenues of 4.4 million, expenses of 4.6 million for a slight operating deficit of 239,000. Then you can see on the screen here. So in summary, the budgets are fiscally responsible. They fund staff services to support our airports in a safe and secure manner, delivering enhanced customer experience while keeping rates as low as possible to encourage additional air service that will bring both businesses and leisure travelers to the region, ultimately creating more business for our non-airline partners and the greater Central Florida community. This concludes the prepared remarks, but as the mayor said, we do have our chair, Ms. Kapelousis, and our vice chair, Mr. Nunziano, and Mr. Diogiano, our treasurer, also in the audience. At this point, we'll be happy to answer any questions or take any comments.
Okay, I don't have any requests for public comment. Do I have questions or comments from the commissioners?
Great job.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you. No
you.
vote required.
Nope, I don't think so.
Commissioner Ortiz.
I just want to make a quick comment. Thank you for everything that's going on at the executive airport. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and I'm looking forward to the to new concessions and new businesses to come over to the area. Thank you for lifting up the 5-year kind of a limit contract, and that's going to give us greater opportunity. And I'm really looking forward to see more aerospace companies to come to that area. So,
Thank you for your comment.
no, thank you guys. Awesome.
Okay, you're free to go. Thank you.
We make them stay around.
We'll revert to the order of the agenda, so we will move on to the CRA, or actually we'll recess the city council meeting and we will convene the CRA meeting. Let's see, David, I will take the first two. CRA meeting minutes from July 14th.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. CRA meeting minutes from August the 11th. Motion by Commissioner Stewart. Second by Commissioner Rose. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. All right, C.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, Commissioners. Item C under CRA, this is adopting our Budget Resolution Amendment 2 for fiscal year 24-25. Effectively, what is occurring in this amendment is $1.7 million is being moved from a capital improvement line item to a CRA line item that was initially CRA money. There also are two projects that came in under budget of about $19,000. So the total budget amendment is $1,718,710, just being returned to the appropriate CRA line items. And I'm happy to address any questions.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. D.
Thank you, Mayor. Item D, this is approving fiscal year 25-26, the CRA budget and budget resolution. Total amount is $49,076,301, which is about a 1% decrease from last year. Happy to address any questions of the board.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. E.
Thank you, Mayor. E is approving fiscal year 25-26 city services agreement between the City of Orlando and the CRA. This is effectively the amount that the CRA will pay to the city for administrative support and staff support. The total amount of the agreement is $1,750,395, and I'm happy to address any questions.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. F.
Thank you, Mayor. Item F, this is approving the fiscal year 25-26 Downtown Development Board, or the DDB, and Community Redevelopment Agency cost share agreement. So effectively, this is the amount that the DDB will pay to the CRA for administrative support and services. Total amount is $1,141,321.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. G.
Thank you, Mayor. Item G, this is our 25-26 agreement with Downtown Orlando, Inc., or the Downtown Orlando Partnership. As many of you know, the Downtown Orlando Partnership was founded in 1961 and has more than 200 corporate members here in downtown Orlando and seeks to come alongside us and move downtown forward. This agreement allows us to fund 2 of our longstanding programs, which are State of Downtown as well as the Golden Brick Awards, for a total of $100,000 for this next fiscal year.
Commissioner Rose, were you first over there? Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, so the motion carries. H.
Thank you, Mayor. Item H, this is our 25-26 agreement with the Healthcare Center for the Homeless, as well as HSN, or the Homeless Services Network, for the HOPE team. Those are 2 individuals. They wear red shirts and walk around downtown Orlando, really trying to connect the less fortunate, our street residents, with a variety of services so they can be less impactful on downtown and get them to self-sufficiency. The total cost of this agreement to the CRA is $116,974.36. There's an additional $35,000 that HSN contributes, and then the Healthcare Center for the Homeless absorbs the rest of the costs of the program. Happy to address any questions.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart. Second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Commissioner Burns.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. As you all are aware, for a number of years I have served as the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Healthcare Center for the Homeless. For several years, the city has provided grant funding to HCCH, and HCCH will again be receiving grant funding through this agreement. I'd like to note that none of my compensation will come from the funds received pursuant to the funding agreement, and that I have not participated in any manner in any way. Additionally, I have filed a Form 8B, Memorandum of Voting Conflict, with the city clerk, and will be abstaining from this vote on this item.
Thank you, Commissioner. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Aye.
Thank you, Mayor. Item I, this is our Amendment 3 to our contract with Universal Protection Services, which provides us with our ambassador services for downtown Orlando. This year, we've really streamlined those services and reduced costs by approximately 60%. The total cost of this agreement is 1 year, or the term is 1 year, and the cost is $1,020,925.05.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And item J.
Thank you. Final item for the CRA is item J. It's approving a settlement and release agreement between Ulrich Construction, the City of Orlando, and the Community Redevelopment Agency. This was the contractor that we were working on Art Squared with, that we parted ways late last year. This agreement releases both of us from any claims about the project and allows us to move forward with the project hopefully later this year. Total cost of the settlement is $700,000. Just shy of $200,000 of that was retainage that was already due to the contractor, and I'm happy to address any questions.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. David, further business come before the CRA?
That is all, Mayor.
Then we will stand adjourned. We'll reconvene, we will convene the Neighborhood Improvement District Board of Directors meeting. And we have 2 items of business there.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. The first item we have for you today is for the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District is a continuing service contract for engineering and design services for what's known as the O-Line. The O-Line actually will run on the west side of the railroad tracks from Gore to Columbia. It is a project that was in the master plan that the community put together, and it is to help stimulate economic development on the west side of the railroad tracks. We have several large developers that are starting to look into those parcels in that area. Basically, what this project will do is create a multimodal trail in that area as kind of phase 1, and it will also give a second front door to the development in that area, where cafes, et cetera, could be built. So with that project, the request for the engineering plans is $569,236.55, which was approved and recommended by the advisory board. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have on this item.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So the motion carries. Item B.
Item B. So item B is this coming fiscal year's city service agreement between the NID and the City of Orlando. The cost estimate for these services is $2,656.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So the motion carries. Further business come before the NID?
That'll be all.
Then we will stand adjourned.
Thank you, guys.
We will reconvene the city council meeting. We will move on to hearings, ordinances on second reading. Stephanie, you awake over there?
I am.
All right, 12A.
Ordinance number 2025-22, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending and restructuring the city's growth management plan to update the plan's data and analysis, vision statement, definitions, elements, and figures, providing for legislative findings, providing for conflict, severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. I don't have any requests for public comment. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Item 12B.
Ordinance number 2025-27, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to a street name change renaming Shoal Creek Drive, which is described in the plat of Lee Vista Center, 436 West, Phase 1, Plat 1, according to the plat thereof, as recorded in Plat Book 18, page 85 of the Public Records of Orange County, Florida, generally located between Lee Vista Boulevard and Butler National Drive to Amanda Adams Drive, directing amendments to the official maps of the City of Orlando, Florida, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
District 2.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. I don't have any requests for public comment on this item. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so the motion carries. Item 12C, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2025-30, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's adopted growth management plan to change the future land use map designation for approximately 11.12 acres of land, generally located south of Carter Street, east of Avondale Avenue, north of Murphy Street, and west of Interstate 4, from residential medium intensity to residential high intensity on the city's official future land use maps, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. I do have one request to speak. Lawana Gelzer. Do not see Ms. Gelzer in the audience. You don't look like Ms. Gelzer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said scales. Sorry, I will start over.
All right, Ms. Scales, I have you down to your general appearance. That's a couple of more items away. Thought I'd been into the vodka early today. Okay, discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. 12D.
Ordinance number 2025-32, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, rezoning certain land generally located south of Carter Street, west of South Division Avenue, east of Avondale Avenue, and north of Murphy Street, and comprised of 11.1 acres of land, more or less, from medium-intensity development with the traditional city and Paramore Heritage Overlay Districts to planned development with the traditional city and Paramore Heritage Overlay Districts, providing a development plan and special land development regulations of the planned development district, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. One request to speak, Luana Gelzer, not Ms. Scales. I still don't see her in the room, so discussion, hearing none. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so the motion carries. And item 12E.
Ordinance number 2025-33, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, vacating, closing, and abandoning Dunbar Court and a portion of Callahan Drive, generally located south of Carter Street, west of South Division Avenue, and east of Avondale Avenue, both described in the Griffin Park plat as recorded in Plat Book Q, page 72 of the Public Records of Orange County, Florida, and comprised of 1.3 acres of land, more or less, providing for conditions of abandonment, providing for the execution of affecting documents, severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Again, the only request is Luana Gelzer. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So the motion carries. Commissioner Ortiz?
Thank you, sir. I apologize for when we addressed 12B, I was reading something else and I missed it. But I want to go ahead and congratulate the fire department for making sure we rename Shoal Creek Drive to Amanda Adams Drive. I think is becoming, and I definitely proud of having her name on our district, representing our fire department and what she means to our community. So thank you guys for doing that, and I think is the second one we got in District 2. We also have down by the the training center of the Orlando Police Department, police officers, so it's quite an honor. I just wanted to state that. Thank you.
Ed, could you get us ready for general appearance?